David Miller, you've now moved down to Paarl, and your performances are getting better and better, like an old wine that's dating really well. What do you feel about that?
Yeah, I'm actually loving it, Polly. So it's been coming on 2 years now. It's actually gone very quickly, but loving it down there. My family's still in Durban, so I wouldn't say I get there a lot, but I do still get back to Durbs every now and again. But yeah, Paarl's been really good for me.
And the wine analogy, and you getting better with...
Yeah, it matures. It matures as you get older.
Okay, let's look at this World Cup so far. I mean, obviously you've come in some pressure situations. We can go on to the super over, the 1, the 2, basically the 3, and then also 20 for 3 against India. Let's touch on the super over first. I mean, we've heard it from a lot of different people, and we've heard interviews from yourself. Anything that's kind of struck home further down the line that you kind of remember about the occasion that kind of sits with you?
Yeah, I mean, it's been close game, that one especially. I mean, it was, the emotions were just so up and down. I think in that last over, obviously KG getting the wicket off the thing, it was the first or second ball of the over, Aiden catching it, and then, I was at point just celebrating, and then finding out it's a no ball. So you go through that, and then you're thinking, okay, well, they still need 9 or 10 or whatever it was, and
You've got this covered.
So yeah, I think it was just the emotional. It was an emotional day because we thought we won it, lost, so eventually won it. So it was just it was a game that I'll never forget. Just with everything kind of comes into play. We needing 7 off 1 ball, Stubbo hits the 6. It was just, and then us. Chasing 18 and then us getting 24 in the second super over. It was quite crazy. But I think those things are all part of it. And as I said, one thing for sure is that definitely, if we go all the way, either way, it will be one that I'll never forget.
And from your own perspective, obviously your striking was fantastic. Is there something you do in those pressure situations in an over like that you contemplate, whether it's how you stand, whether how hard you grip the bat, anything in particular that you focus on?
It's nothing in particular. Just I think for now, just trying to stand as still as I can to give myself the best chance of not overcommitting. And I mean, my head is quite a big thing. Sometimes when I do I trigger too much. When I'm nervous. It doesn't feel that I'm moving too much, but obviously it's too much. So trying to stand as still as I can. And then, just believing that you can, get over the line. And, it's the old cliche of taking 1 ball at a time because, there is only 6 balls in the over there with that super over. So it's just trying to not look too far ahead and just really stay in the present as much as possible.
India, 20 for 3, you walk in. Different mindset, having to do things differently?
Yeah, it was. I was in the power play, so it was actually quite nice because I mishit 1 or 2 and it ended up being 4, whereas I would either be out or getting a 1. So, but yeah, I mean, obviously 20 for 3, I feel like being around for a while now, I've been in that position before, but it's just about making sure that you, as I said, staying in the present and really making sure that I'm disciplined with my positions, giving myself a chance and being able to capitalize when I can. So I think that's the main thing. You can kind of get a bit tentative, but to really make sure that you get that balance right, which can be tricky, but it happened on the night. That came off really well, and then also feeding off your partner. Brevis standing on the other side there. Sometimes he does chew a couple dot balls, but that he can clear the rope at any stage. So it's nice to have that on the other side and kind of feeding off him and vice versa. And then as we got going, it's just, trying to extend that. I mean, it's all the cliches, but it's always about getting the job done. And then we got into a really good position, knowing that we still now have Stubbs, Marco Jansen and Boshi to still come, so we were in a good position.
Okay, Papa Bear got quite animated with Brevis at one stage. Tell us a little bit about that conversation.
Who
In between overs, I saw you like reading him the right act.
Yeah.
At a certain time, was it like,
With
don't
Brevis.
throw it away? Yes.
Yeah, I think I I think in those kind of moments, it's sometimes you can get, as I said, too far ahead, and maybe it looked like I was giving him the stern talk, but I was probably just reminding him just to, keep backing himself and not trying to premeditate any balls, because you can also get into that phase when you're trying to hit sixes and fours, you premeditate certain shots, so just to try and stay in a clear mindset, and backing those abilities to be able to react accordingly.
With your experience, when you look back on your career and you think of where Brevis is now and where you've got to now, how much of a mind shift change did you feel that you experienced in your career?
Yeah, quite a lot. It is a journey, but I think it's all a personal thing, really. Some people develop a lot quicker than others, and I think I was fortunate to get selected pretty early in my career, but still had a lot to learn. So I feel like now I'm really kind of, from when I was 30 onwards, I really felt a lot more assured of my style, and if a coach comes in and tells me a certain way, or another player, I kind of feel strong enough to still give my opinion and as to how I feel about it. Whereas when you're younger, you kind of just listen to that coach, and then you move to another coach and you listen to, so you're kind of jumping from advice to advice. So I think as you get older, that for me, that's something that I've kind of took on board, that you're really strong about your own game plan.
Okay, you guys have had some highs. So you go high in the group stages, and then you have the high of starting the Super 8s well. How do you bring yourself back down to go up the next mountain? I know Mike Horn used to work with me and you guys, and he always used to talk about having that energy to go up and down as you go through a tournament. I mean, you beat India, but it's actually concluded with nothing. You still have to go out and do it a couple of times again to make sure you get to the semis.
Yeah, I mean, exactly that. It can be quite draining if you really look at it, all the different scenarios. So, as you say, you pour in so much energy into that one game, and then realize, as you say, if we lose the next two games, we're out. So we still the next game is just as important as the previous one. So it's just trying to. I think the guys have done really well so far, and just kind of assessing of what we've done well, but not really getting too much into it, and then parking it and kind of enjoying the next couple of days and recharging in whatever the way that is. So it is quite a tricky one, but I think ultimately the motivation is winning a World Cup. So you put all that into whatever is coming up, and West Indies is going to be a big game. They're a seriously good team as well. So we just start again. We've got to start fresh every game.
A lot of cricket played against India before the game, 5 matches here, and then a practice game before the tournament starts. Same with the West Indies, you've played them 3 times in South Africa. Does that really help?
I think it does. Nowadays, as I mentioned before, we all know we play against each other in the IPL, all these leagues around, SA20 and the CPL. So everyone kind of knows everyone relatively well. But playing against each other internationally doesn't come around as often as the league. So it is actually quite important, I think, the series that we had before. I mean, it means nothing in a World Cup, but just to be able to play against them just before a World Cup is actually quite helpful. So definitely take those lessons that we learned against India and West Indies prior to this into these games. As I said, the World Cup is very, very different to series and that. So just taking whatever you can and moving into these games.
Many teams you played for South Africa. How do you gauge this team at the moment?
It's hard to compare to different teams in that, but I really do feel this specific team is really mature, been around together as players for a long time, a number of years, and I think that's really key. Trusting your partners and trusting that they can deliver and do the job is really important in these kind of tournaments. So I think it goes a long way when you have a mature team, and individually I think each guy is really experienced as well. There's a couple of young guys, but still play. I mean, Brevis is young, but he's played a lot of T20s around the world already. So I think mature is probably the word.
Off the field, what have you been getting up to? I hear that there's golf, paddle, and coffee. Where do you fit into those? I mean, I heard you told me a little bit about your golf. I won't go to won't go to air with it at the moment.
Polly, please don't go into air. We don't have to get into the nuts and bolts of that, but I'll get some off the line. I'll get some tips from you. But the guys have actually been quite active off the field. As you said, paddle and golf as well. There's a beautiful course down the road, so we've been playing there. And then paddle, I haven't been involved.
But this is hometown for you. I mean, you've spent 2 or 3 seasons here, so you must know places to go.
Yeah, we stayed outside the city, so there wasn't too much that we did do back then. But there are some nice restaurants and coffee shops, as you said. So, been to a couple. Lucy hasn't invited me to any of the team coffee dates yet, but I'm still waiting for my phone to work. But I know it's actually been good fun, and we've really got around each other really well. And it can be quite challenging in India, but it's about what you make of it. And the guys have done really, really well so far.
Okay, well, if you shank the odd one on a golf course and middle them in the middle on the cricket field, everything will be okay.
Yeah, there's more than 1 or 2 shanks. It's been, I don't know, I got the yips.
Thanks for your thoughts.
Thanks very much, Polly.
Tristan Stubbs, great start to the tournament for you individually. Talk us through the 2 performances. So I touched on this with Dave, talking about, first of all, the Super Over, your thoughts and your stories that you can tell us from that. And then we'll move on to your performance against India. So start with the Super Over.
The Super Over, once I knew it was a Super Over, I actually said to Quinny, send me in, because I was in 2 last year, and I just feel the bowler's under so much more pressure. So if you won it and you walk in, it's about staying calm, just watching the ball. And so I wanted to go in, and then the way the 2 batted, or Brev hit the 6, got us going, and then we sort of I got lucky. I nicked the 1, and then I thought the game was done, and then we needed, you never think you can actually do it, so it's just watch the ball and then somehow hit.
Is that what the thought was, trying to face that last one where you had to hit it out the ground? Just watch the ball.
Yeah, always, because he bowled to Brev 3 balls all into the wicket, so I thought maybe he's gonna go big side, leg side. I thought slow ball into the wicket's option definitely at some stage. And then he went 2 Yorkers, nailed them both. So I knew he's going Yorker again. And then thankfully he just missed.
And when you struck it, did you think it was good enough out the middle? Did you think it was going?
I knew I hit it well, but it was flat. So I thought, but I sort of, the guy started running in. So I thought, okay, maybe. And then it was actually way over. So thankfully it went over the rope.
Okay, the second Super Over, who decides to face the first ball? How did that work out? Because you hit it out the ground, the first one, right?
Yes, I think because the shorter leg side boundary.
Okay.
But we're speaking how do you set it up, because you don't want to lose a wicket first ball or whatever. And then I actually said to Dave, I'm just going to hit him 6. Because I was pumped after the previous one, and thankfully it was there and it went. And then the way he finished with the 2 6s at the end was Dave Miller stuff.
So you're a man of your word, eh? If it's going to go, it's going to go. Having Dave with all that experience there, does that make it easier? You feel that at times there's words of advice that kind of just calm you down or make it clear for you?
I enjoy batting with him because I think we think alike, like chatting to him off the field and stuff. And then it's also nice, he runs well, we run well. So it's not many dots, there's always a flow. Even if you don't get a boundary off and over, you still can get 7 or 8 off it. So in that sense, it's I think we complement each other quite well.
And the way you finished against India, that must have been really something you enjoyed?
Yeah, I did. It got a bit tricky, losing the wickets. And Bumrah is always his own challenge. So navigated that quite well. Unfortunately, we got it. The last over was quite big.
Yeah, so obviously you walk away from that. You get limited balls at the position you're kind of batting. Is that something that you've been able to get your mind around, that you might actually only just get 5 or 10 deliveries and just have to do a job in that scenario?
Yeah, I've done this 2 IPL seasons, and now like finish a role, it's a bit easier. Like in the sense, like the game's out in front of you, it's telling you what to do, and like the wickets are so good here, you walk in and you have to go for ball one. You're just confident you can, because you can trust the pace, the bounce, and often you've played against the guy so many times, so it's sort of like a me versus you thing. It's not seeing a new action or anything. So I really enjoy the how you can, like, in a way, plan the last 10 overs. I always think you can, who's got overs left, what overs he going to bowl, where's a short boundary. I really enjoy how you can set up a back end, and when you get on top of a team, like the momentum can just, if you got 2 guys in and you got the momentum, it's just awesome.
We watch from the commentary box, and it seems that you like to get out of the dugout and jump around before you get in. Is that just where you calm your nerves, or is that the best way to get you ready?
Well, this ground's a problem because now in SA20 St. George's, I used to run through the 80 Carter's like office to go to the toilet, because I normally go at the end of every over. I'm very nervous before, but it's like 100 steps to climb here, so just run around a bit. Yeah, because you can sit for long there, so just try and
So your innovation change would be toilets in a dugout.
Yeah, the portable one, I'll bring it with me.
Okay, let's take you back a little bit. I mean, obviously it's going really well now, but there was that moment, India T20 teams announced to tour and you're not in it. Take us back to the thought process there, and what have you managed to do after that? How did you get your mind around it and then get to the stage now?
So Shooks told me, like before the last game here in the India tour, and then we were going straight into SA20, which in a way was a nice, like I didn't have too much time to think about it, because to be honest, I hadn't done anything really to warrant a spot. But I was going into the captaincy role with the Sunrisers, so that was nice to just put everything into that. And just take my mind off everything, and even off my own game. It was just all on the team, and it sort of, I really enjoyed that. I wasn't thinking about what I was my batting or anything. It was all about the team, and because sometimes you can overthink things as a batter. So yeah, that was like good timing to be given for the Sunrisers to come around.
Yeah, but and from a technical thing, was there anything you felt like you had to do differently, like give yourself a little bit more time before you decided to pull the trigger, or something that you worked on throughout the SA20?
Ultimately, it was probably 2024 was a really good year for my T20 game, and then during that year, I didn't practice T20 cricket, and I put everything, even my T20 nets were trying to focus on Test cricket, everything into Test cricket. And then start of 25, I had a bit of a wrist injury that I played through, and then I couldn't practice like the hitting drills. And then from the moment we got in that India tour, even before I was dropped, I was just started slogging or trying to find my swing. And pretty much that's all I've been doing now. Not worried about if it's nipping or anything, just trying to find a swing. Because I knew, or I have confidence that once I found my swing, everything would come back. Once I was confident in being able to clear the ropes, then the way I thought about the game and stuff can actually come out. But I was playing the situation, and I'm like, okay, it's time to go. And I was just clothing it for like a single, and I'm like, look what I do now.
Conditions-wise, how's it worked out for you? Obviously, you had a lot of games in Ahmedabad, and then you obviously play RPL in Delhi. So you've been able to get used to this one, and you know the Delhi surfaces. Has that been a good thing for you?
Yeah, I think it's been a good advantage to us to play here. I mean, the different soils make a big difference, but ultimately at the same ground, you're comfortable. We have had great travel, so it's a big advantage. And Delhi, I think, is a very different wicket now to IPL. I don't know if it's the season or not, but when we got there for the last game, I looked at it and it didn't look like a IPL 250 wicket. It looked like a bit patchy, a bit slower, bit more graft. You can't just swing from ball one.
Okay, last two questions. Have you made up with Spider Cam?
I said to Rix and Quinny before the last game, I'm just going to pick a fight with anything just to get me in the game. And Spider Cam was the unlucky one.
Was it in your vision as you were trying to take the catch? Tell us
No,
about
the
it.
ball. So he hit it. I knew it was coming to me because he loves taking on cash. And he hit it. And so Spider Cam was here, and obviously the lines are coming, and the ball like came through. I was just worried it was going to hit Spider Cam because then it's a dead ball.
Yeah.
And then once I caught it, I lost it a bit.
Okay, and last question. I watched before the last game, as common as we tend to watch, because we try and get a feel for where players are at. And I saw a little bit more work going on before that game into the bowling.
Yes.
Was there a possibility that you were going to be the best kept secret in that game? And are you looking to play a part with the ball as the tournament goes on?
The captain and coach told me to be ready in case I needed to bowl against India. So I just bowled a couple balls in the warm-up. But I've been bowling quite a bit the last bit, so if it's called upon, which I don't think it will be, touch wood, our bowlers are bowling quite well. I will hopefully be able to do a job.
But you know how to step up to the plate with that, because we watched a game, St. George's Park, where Mr. Milne, I think, got injured, and you had to come on and did a decent job.
So what they don't tell you is DRS was slightly out that day, because I got Rick strapped on the pad, and it said it was just off, but DRS, they told me after, was a couple centimetres off.
So you got the bragging rights.
Yeah, and I've got Quinny out.
Okay, well, I can see you've got the confidence. Thanks for your thoughts. I hope the rest of the tournament goes well.
Thank you.